Hey, it's me, Unapologetically T, and I'm back with another video. This will probably be T's inner thoughts. And I just been reflecting a lot, and it has been 9 months of I just want to say, like, these waves of different things coming and hitting me, right? It seemed like I was already going through stuff. Of course, it's life. Before Dante died, like, I went through a lot in our separation. Like, we literally was together like 11 years, and out of most of those 11 years that he did not, spend time locked up, or in these last 2 years, I would say, like, we was not the last 2 years, kind of like, we were not like really close. Of course, we still were bonded together, but we was not we was kind of like roommates. Like, literally, that's how we functioned. But, like, yeah, the relationship aspects has started to, like, fizzle. But I would say, like, I spent a whole lot of our relationship, like, we were really, really close. Like, most of the time, you did not, unless you was another bitch, you did not see him without seeing me. And I say that because I can joke about that. Like, yeah, like, it got to a point in our relationship, like, I didn't even care. It was like, y'all got what y'all was looking for, like, because he definitely used, I guess, cheating to cope and all that stuff. So, yeah. But I never, when it came down to it, like, I never felt like, I say, besides towards the end, like, I never felt like he put people before me. I never had nobody, woman to woman me. And I'm happy that y'all didn't. Because I was a little crazy. But just reflecting on that whole thing and just my life period, and realizing, like, everything I went through has been leading up to preparing me for this moment and that moment and this moment and that moment, and just learning not to regret situations, and all that stuff. Like, I do feel like some things, of course, like, I wish wouldn't have happened, but at the same token, it happened and I can't take it back. And all I can do is embrace it and make the best out of it. Like, I literally was reading up on alchemy, and, like, I'm an alchemist. Like, I literally turn my pain into something else, and I've always done this since I was a little kid. Pain has fueled my fire. Pain got me through college. Like, anger got me through college. Like, it was like, I'm not gonna, be a failure. Like, um, it was literally like my FU to my environment. Like, I'm just not gonna turn out the way you intended for me to turn out. So I gave everything my all, from pain and power. And it's like, now, in the space that I'm in now, I gave my all from pain and anger. But the space I'm in now is a more, like, softer guided path, and it's like, ironically, I just do what I feel called to do. I do not pressure myself about things that kind of feel like I'm hitting my head against the wall. If I feel like I'm hitting my head against the wall, like, I kind of typically fall back from that and realize, like, I'm gonna say this shit again because I said it the last time, and I'm adding the girl from Reiki's, I'm not gonna say her name, but I'm adding her addition in there. I feel like anything people say that you like, you're not stealing it anyway. Like, we need to share these our opening statements. But there's protection and rejection, and you must embrace the redirection. So when there feels like there is a hitting of my head against a brick wall, that ain't for me. And it's kind of like I'm learning that feeling, opposed to, oh, this is a roadblock that is meant to try to discourage you, right? So if you need some discernment, whatever your higher power or whatever your source is, I would just say, go to it and ask for some discernment, because it will give you discernment and give you lessons in life that you'll learn, oh, this is what a roadblock feel like. A roadblock feel like, it's a challenging experience, like, but it is something doable and manageable. I can do it. I can rise to the occasion. A brick wall is more like a brick fucking wall. Like, literally, to get through that brick wall, you're gonna have to pull out some works, and you might need a bulldozer, right? You might need that ball and chain thing. You might need to figure out how you gonna climb over that brick wall. How high is the brick wall? Like, so it's just, for me, I've learned my own discernment about things that aren't meant for me. And sometimes things aren't meant for you in that moment. It doesn't mean, so I guess the way to put it is, like, you could be called to do something, right? And you're trying to do it, but maybe it's not the right timing. And so it's just not the right time for you to do that or to receive that. So it's on pause. And every time you try to go towards it, and I always have been open and honest with y'all from the beginning, I was that person that if it was a brick wall, I'm turning that bitch down. Like, I'm coming through some kind of way, instead of taking heed and realizing, like, it's not meant for you. It might not be meant for you at all, and it might not be meant for you right now. So having the art of like learning detachment is a powerful, freeing thing. Just never being so attached to something that you just gotta have it. There's been plenty of things that I've had to let go through this whole journey. And I want to just focus on the last 9 months. Dante died Thanksgiving Day. I'll never forget Thanksgiving Day. I will always pay respects to him. We did have a very tumultuous relationship. However, we did love the fuck out of each other. And we did learn a lot. I learned a lot. I can't speak for him, but I learned a whole hell of a lot from him, whether it was good or bad. And I had some really fucking amazing times with him. If you see some of the pictures I post, like, we had some rough fucking, like, I mean, down bad times. And we also had some amazing times and have some wonderful memories that I can rely on. But, like, he literally taught me with my emotional self. Like, I'm just an emotional creature. And he definitely told me how, like, to learn how to like, mix that with some logic. And I don't know, I just give him credit to some of my saneness. And I would definitely say, like, my warrior spirit, he made that stronger too. It was already strong before him, but, like, he definitely made a beast out of me. So I would definitely never forget that. Never forget him. So if anybody is expecting me to, big fuck you to you. Yeah, so, and I say that because there were a lot of people in my family, and I would say mostly my family, that felt like I shouldn't be grieving him, and that shit was just insane. I don't even know why I was even taking it into consideration. I was definitely in a very vulnerable state from, I would just say, from November to, I would want to say, like, November to, like, maybe May. I was, like, in this raw state. I have, kind of gotten out of that raw state. And that it's been happening, like, slowly but surely, but, like, definitely being in a more slower pace, nature environment. Like, I have definitely been able to, get out of that state a lot better. But yeah, like, I was very vulnerable. I was very vulnerable when I left him. I was vulnerable when he died. I was super vulnerable when he died. I did have people that cared about me, right? But, like, a lot of them were working class people, so no one could sit with me. So the people that I could trust and that could love on me, like, they were not accessible. And the people that were emotionally unavailable and even detrimental to my psyche. So I would just say, like, if you are grieving someone and it is a complex grief, I've had many of them. Like, when my sister died on my mom's side, like, that was a complex grief because my sister had always caused a lot of chaos and confusion in our lives, and she struggled from mental health and substance abuse. And I don't think, like, we quite understood just how hard life was for her. And so there was this sense of like, and she died alone, so like it was just a sense of like, I wish I was there for her. However, she did push us away, and there was nothing we could do about it. And then there was also this hurt and pain because my sister, she didn't take care of kids, and that always like broke my heart, even as a little kid. I always tried to make sure, like, they had something for Christmas at certain ages, and just was, and I was young, and they were like close to my age, so it was just like, it was a lot. It was a lot dealing with that grief, but no one ever told me I shouldn't grieve my sister. When my brother passed away, we had made amends, but that grief, it wasn't so much complex. It was just very hurtful, very painful. And I did have some comments about like, why was I torn? I'm like, it's my fucking brother. But anyway, then yeah, I have some weird people in my life. Well, I had some weird people in my life. I've been doing the good work, getting them out, weeding and seeding. But then I had, like Dante passed. Matter of fact, us breaking up, I felt like, my family felt like I was supposed to just automatically flip the switch and be over him. So I'm walking around thinking I gotta flip this switch and be over him, deny my feelings, like crying by myself at night. Like, I remember even crying to my sister one time and her saying like, this is gonna be the last time you cry over him. Like, bitch, this is the first time I cried over him with you. Like, stop playing. But anyway, I don't know. I grew up around a whole bunch of emotionally unavailable people, which in turn, it made me not completely emotionally available, but it did at times make me numb out for certain things that I think I was just supposed to naturally feel. And when he died, it was like I couldn't run from that shit no more. Like, so that was a blessing in his death. And there was blessings in his life too. So when he died, like, yeah, that false reality of I couldn't feel my feelings, the false reality of having things that had happened to me, the false reality of just living a false reality. Like, I was never satisfied or happy with anything that I was doing in life, and it's my life, and I just never knew how to take control of her. So just been in deep reflection about how far I've came. And in 9 months, I have been able to birth something that means so much to me. That's what I'm getting to. But I was able to birth something during all of this pain, this confusion. Like, baby, I went for a walk from one side of town to a whole other side of the town. Like, that was a wild thing I had ever done in my whole entire life. I literally was doing a lot of different things that all make some type of sense, and then some of it is just like still like, what was you doing? But I'm still okay with it because that's what I did. Like, it was me, and I had to figure things out for myself. But a lot of things I did that day made a whole bunch of sense to me now, looking forward. But through all of that, through all of those transitions, having to like move and just make all these dang on decisions by myself has not only birthed something in the physical, but it has birthed a new me, right? So there's a new version of me that exists. There's a new life and timeline for me. So the old me, I thank her, like, oh my gosh, she was so strong. She was handling things people didn't even know she had to handle on her own. I pull my strength from my old selves, and it's multiple selves, right? I pull my strength from them. They were amazing parts of me that got me through some very hard and dark times, and I'm forever grateful. I don't feel like, it's just scattered parts of me. I feel like it's parts that had to come together and make a whole me right now. So that's how I kind of view it. I don't look at it like, oh, well, those parts of me are dead and gone. I look at those parts as we decided to become whole. And we decided to evolve, so to speak. So I feel like in 9 months I have birthed a new me. It was almost like this I always reference like it's this phoenix coming from out of the ashes, being reborn. Um, I've mentioned it in videos where I would say like I'm sitting in the house and it's on fire. Like I meant that shit literally. But you know, some people look at it metaphorically, but I literally meant like this. Like if you could see what I see, all this shit is on fire, and I am deciding to let me and it all go to flames. um, and walking through that fire is one of the most rawest, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's a very raw experience, very liberating experience, very refreshing. Just painful, but if you can get through it, you can get through it. And I'm so happy I did. It took bravery. It took walking by faith and not by sight, because maybe I couldn't see sometimes past some stuff, and then some stuff I could see. So I could see what, was meant for me, like if that made any sense. Like I could see what, and I always tell you, like one day I'm gonna share that vision board with you. I saw everything that was meant for me, and when I say meant for me is things that I desired, wanted. And these things are not just like handout things, like, right? It's things that, I'm gonna put in effort and work for, but these are things that I want. These are things that are owed to me in certain senses. So these are my wildest dreams. So basically, I had the foresight to see that, and something just kept telling me like, you need to document this, because when it comes true, you need to be able to reflect on that you wanted these things, or you saw these things, and they are here. Like, they are here. So yeah, I saw that. However, guess what I didn't see? I didn't see what it's gonna take to get those things. What it's gonna take to navigate the path to those things. And I think that's the irony and everything. Like when you do have the gift of foresight, like you can have the gift of foresight, but you not gonna know how these things are gonna pan out. You just can see the end result, and if you focus too hard on getting to that end result, you can literally mess up the whole trajectory of how that thing works out. Or not necessarily mess up how it works out, because it's going to work out the way it works out. However, but you can make your experience along the journey like not desirable. So I just want to say that that's something that, like I'm grateful for. Like I'm grateful for in these 9 months, my connection with God. I'm grateful for everything that's been provided for me. Like being grateful when you're stripped down to like, I wasn't stripped down to nothing, but I was stripped down a lot. Like I would have been stripped down to nothing if I would have lost some other things. So I can't say nothing. But I was stripped down to like bare minimum. Like it was like we're gonna see what you can do with this. And I'm grateful for that, because it let me see my strength again. So it wasn't just the strength of the old me, right? Like the strength is in me, period. Like so just watching myself be an alchemist and make things come true for myself. I literally took some retirement money and invested in myself. And, all I can do is keep my faith and keep believing that things are going to work out. And that's how I've been doing. And it's not toxic positivity. It's literally just believing in myself. Things do happen, right? Like, so things do not go my way every day and, or all day. So just working on that, like working on being able to accept what things are, not getting too, in my head about having my way, because it's not about having my way. It's about just having peace at the end of the day. So picking my battles and all that stuff. Literally, like I said, turning my pain into something productive. It has been astronomical for my mental health and for my spirit. So my mentality, the whole body. So yeah. But the thing that I have birthed that was in my head, it's on my vision board, but yeah, it is on my vision board. It's funny. I didn't even know that it said exactly what I'm doing. So, yeah, I have started my own business, which I have been starting my own business. I think I started it up in like maybe March. I don't forgot the month, but which I need to remember because I got some stuff to do for that. But yeah, I started it then. However, I have been slowly, I've been taking these classes. I do already have a degree in the field that I'm going into. However, I literally have been taking classes to like brush up on my skills, to learn new skills, and also to just be more confident too. And then taking the classes, I learned that like, the confidence is already in here, and I just needed to hone in on it. And so it's been an amazing journey and experience. I have met some really, really dope people. And I talk about race all the time. I have met some wonderful white people. Yes. Yes, white people. I have met some wonderful white people. And just all kind of people, period. Like, so this journey has been a breath of fresh air and a lot of moments. A lot of moments it has not. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. A lot of moments have been learning, learning lessons. I'm not gonna even say hard lessons, but we've been learning lessons. But me meeting my soul tribes, like people that's in my soul tribe, like has been just a breath of fresh air. I'm so appreciative and grateful for that. Learning these new skills. Oh my gosh, Reiki. Oh my gosh. I feel like even if you do not want to like give a Reiki to as a business, like you don't want to do it as a business, I recommend anybody who's anybody to learn Reiki. It is such an amazing, powerful thing. Like, look, my mom is a spiritual person. I call her like she's in between. She's a very large. She's a Taurus, so she's a logical person first, and then she's still very gifted in the spiritual department. Like literally a healer out of this world. When I watched her take care of my uncle or her other clients that would have, like, she used to be excellent at wound care. She has a green thumb, and that's kind of like where she looks at it like more practical reasoning because she's a nurse. So yeah, I'm a healer, I'm a nurse. But like I look at it like, no, you have these natural talents, like you were born with these natural talents. Like she has a green thumb. Okay, like no, you do the juju with the plants. But we had differences in terms. However, I did Reiki on her, and she had like an amazing experience, and it kind of like shocked me and blew me away, like because I wasn't expecting her to give me such good feedback. But like that boosted my confidence. Like even though I shouldn't be, seeking validation from outside sources, is always good when you get it right. So I know my abilities for the simple fact that I wanted to do it on her and my daughter. Like I knew that like, it would have a positive effect. However, it was really nice getting the feedback, and she still rants and raves about it, and she definitely feels like it works, and it's effective, and stuff like that. So like yeah, if you can afford to, or you could just go online and look it up yourself. However, I do feel like if you want to practice it in its real form, definitely get you a teacher that is at least a master Reiki practitioner, and allow them to give you your attunements and stuff like that, because it is life altering. And I'm just happy that I got to experience that. I'm happy I was called to it. Literally, my family doctor told me about Reiki, and she was like, because we was talking about, sexual abuse, and we really wasn't talking about it. Like, we was just like, we was skimming over certain stuff, and I think she could tell I was traumatized as fuck. Like, we got to it, but we didn't go into details, and it was just like all these different types of traumas came up, and she was like, you know what, you should go to Reiki, and I was like, who does it, and all that stuff, because I heard about Reiki, but I never had dig deep into it. But yeah, I went, and that experience for me was definitely dope. And once I had that experience, I was like, "Ooh, I want to learn how to do this. Like, I want to learn how to do this for my business." So, I'm so happy I was called to that, and I've been working on my writing. I share my poems with y'all, but I've been working on other pieces of writing that I don't want to go too far into until I can actually um, get a draft of a complete rough draft out and get some editors to look at it and stuff like that. But yeah, like, girl has been reproducing her dreams. Not reproducing. I have been alchemizing my dreams, and you know alchemizing my pain, turning that into my dreams, and making something beautiful out of it. When life gives you, it was something I said the other day too. I was like, I needed to write that down, but I didn't. I need to start. Like, I just need to keep a little journal about a bedside. And it's weird because I usually use my notes, but I don't know why I don't be typically writing it down on my notes, but I definitely need to keep a journal. I think that'll help me more. Because I be getting ideas and downloads, and I do need to write them down more often. And then I do find, even if I do put them in my notes, like, typically I'm not going back into my notes to look at that. I typically just put it in my notes and then it get lost. Whereas if it's a journal, then I can just kind of flip through. So, but yeah, I literally have been working. And so I launched my website yesterday on Labor Day. I literally finished my website. I literally got the booking set up, because that was kind of holding me up, because I had like a little issue with mine. I had did something in there with the location, so my bookings wasn't showing up. But now everything is straight, and I have my website, which I will put that here. So and I'll also put it in the description. So if you're just curious about what I'm doing, if you're actually interested in, my services, I will have the website up. It is Humble Beginnings 33, and that's Humble Beginnings with an S, and 33.com. My website, I'm wearing yellow today because my website is white, yellow, and there's definitely hints of green in there, and black. And I picked those colors. I don't know, like, yellow just was calling out to me. Yellow is like power to me, like confidence, powerful. I just think about like somebody doing the power pose and glowing in yellow aura. And also when I 9 months ago, went on my walk and went through all that stuff of these downloads and all this stuff that most people would have been like, "Oh, you're going crazy." I feel like I wasn't going crazy. I felt like I was finding my mind. I think I'd already lost it when I was walking around just doing and being what everybody else wanted me to be. I had lost it. But I think 9 months ago was my journey to find it, and find what works for me. What do I like? all that stuff. So sunflowers was a big thing. Like I used to dream about sunflowers. On the walk, I seen sunflowers a lot. But yeah, like sunflowers was one of those things that like stuck out to me. And oddly enough, my website actually the first draft of my website, which I had lost, um was a more darker theme. So it was like more of like the black, the purples, the blues, and like a little pink mix in there. So it was a little darker theme, which was cute too. And I always tell people I'm of the light and the dark. I do not pretend to be all light. If I was all light, I would not be here. I would be one of your angels or your spirit guides. However, I am here, so I go back and forth. Um, and I like to spend most of my time in the gray, but yeah, but so the dark theme isn't that like, I don't like the dark theme, nothing like that. It's not that. But one of the things that I don't know, it just came to me. It was like your theme needs to be number one. My logo is a hand with fire in it, and it still is playing on this notes of that rebirth and walking through the fire, phoenix, like the phoenix rising. And I also think about it like I learned I haven't learned the complete holy fire attunement. So that would be my next. I can learn that in about 3 or 6 months. I think she said 3 or 6 months, but we'll see. So I literally kind of like did a play on fire. Like I feel like fire has given me rebirth. I feel like, walking through the fire. Also, when I think about Reiki, I think about, like I said, the holy fire concept. Even though I don't have that skill yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I promise you. But I don't know. I just thought about that as my logo. And that my logo is like this orangey yellow, different shades of orange tone. So it's basic, and I'm a basic person. I don't like to do too much because I feel like once you start doing too much, like stuff can get lost and then it's just overcrowded. So my website is basic and clean. Um, it's a yellow sunflower, flower, tree, grass theme. And I hope that even if you don't take up my services, you could just put some foot traffic on the website. So once again, it is Humble Beginnings with an S, 33.com. And yeah, just go and check that bad boy out. If you are interested in some of the services, I hope that you book with me. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm excited and happy for myself. I'm still heavy on my gratitudes. I'm broke as a joke, so it couldn't have been the best timing, to to put that out there, to get it done. It is literally aligning that way, right? So it's not that I'm broke as a joke. I gotta get this out here. It was that I literally made this goal even before I moved. I had made a goal that like by September I kind of wanted to launch my business. Um, and look at God, we right here on the goal. So today is the first day of business. Um, Go check out the website. I don't think you can book for today. You literally have to book within 24 hours, so you cannot have same day appointments unless you email or reach out to me, but you won't be able to do it from the site. And that's just to keep it. So I worked at a office job where it was appointments, and students would book me, and they will try to book me the same day for a service, and it's like my calendar is already set, so I'm already looking at my calendar what spots I do have clear where I can take my lunch, and then they literally would book, and it was like madness. So I learned lessons from. That's why I said everything that I went through was for a reason. It was all to prepare me for certain moments in life, and I feel like my last job definitely prepared me for managing a lot of my jobs prepared me for managing and having my own job. So, um, yeah, if you can run a classroom, you can run anything. I always tell people that, like, if you can teach, you can do any job you want to do. Because that is the most organized chaos job I ever had to have. And you literally are more than an octopus because you have many hats and many things you have to do all at one time, all while trying to avoid drinking water because you don't want to go use the bathroom, because who has time to alleviate your bladder, right? um yeah, but I definitely feel like I'm in a way better mind frame. I'm learning how to control parts of me that I never thought I would. And anger is one of the number one things. Like, I never thought I would have control over my anger, and it has been a breath of fresh air to sit down and work with my anger. Like, sit down and work. It's been beautiful for me. Like, you know how much power you give away to people by not controlling your anger? Like, you give away so much power. And then what they do? They make you seem like you the crazy one because you done snap, crackle, and pop after they done fuck with you over and over again. So, like, when it comes to situations like that, don't even waste your energy. And look, I'm learning. So I'm learning. It's the pot calling the kettle black. I'm learning. However, I do want to share what I'm learning. So, go book with me if you having problems with your anger. Go book with me, and we can work on those things together. So, um, yeah, I definitely am human. I'm not perfect. I'm simply a vessel being used. I feel like I tell people all the time, like, I thank God. I kind of look at God like this energy source, or like, yeah, like kind of like energy that like flows through all of us. It flows through nature, it flows through humans, it flows through animals, it flows through all of us. And that's our oneness with each other, is that, God flows through all of us. So me doing what I'm doing, me getting on here talking, like, I'm just a vessel reaching out to somebody that needs to hear this. So whoever these videos be reaching, like, I'm literally doing this so I can help or reach somebody, and you can just feel, at least at bare minimum, you can get out of this that you're not alone. And you know, at best you can begin to heal. And so I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm called to do, and keep using my discernment, keep working on aspects of me that I feel like I need to focus on. I cannot be perfect, so I ain't focusing on it all. I'ma still cuss like a sailor. Y'all just gonna have to get down with that. um I'ma still call out racism no matter how uncomfortable it makes y'all feel. I will talk about sexual abuse here and there, because that was one of the ones that definitely had me in a chokehold. Like, it had me in a chokehold for so many years. And family secrets had me in a chokehold for so many years. Just being ashamed and guilty and being taught, like, we don't share the fuck that. Family secrets hurt people. Family secrets hurt people. Stop keeping them goddamn secrets. Can we stop with the family secrets? Because they are not helping anyone. They're hurting. They're hurting the next generation, the next generation, and the next generation. So, how about we free our family lineage by telling the truth? I always used to say this, even though, like, my relationship and thoughts about the devil is completely different than what I used to in the past. But I used to always say, because I feel like now, like, the devil is basically kind of like a white man's concept. But um, that's just me. I feel like the devil is basically you and me, and we just literally have to learn how to um, have self control and take accountability for our actions. So I don't know. I just view that stuff different, a little different now. But the same token, it still applies. I used to always say this is nothing I made up. This is something that you probably hear your aunties and your grandma say. But you tell the truth, you shame the devil. And I feel like y'all are so hypocritical. If you tell the truth, you shame the devil. The devil can't hurt you when you tell the truth. Like, the devil, he can't no longer use that against you when you tell the truth. So tell the truth. Free yourself. Free yourself. I try my best to be as honest as I possibly can when I'm telling these stories. And I say as honest as I possibly can, not because I'm a liar. We all lie, but typically I don't lie unless I am trying to get you out of my fucking business. However, I've been completely open with my business lately, right? So what I don't want to share, I've just learned not to lie and say, no, I don't want to share. Or I lie when I don't want to help you, and I can help you, but I don't feel like helping you, or I don't want to help you, and I might lie and be like, oh, well, I got such and such to do today, so I can't do it. I don't do that anymore. I just tell you I cannot do it. So it's not that, I say be as honest as possible when I'm doing these videos. I say that because there's my side of the story, which is my perception, and that's how I kind of view it. Like, this is my perception. This is how I perceive things happening to me. And then there's the other party or parties' perception of how it felt and happened in their eyes. So that's what I mean by being as honest as possible. Like, I'm being honest from my perception. Like, this is how I remember things. This is how it felt to me. And that's all that matters to me, because for years I have allowed other people's perception to be my perception. And that was like the most debilitating, confusing thing I ever experienced, because it was like I never could validate my own feelings or my own reality, So that meant I was sent out into the world always looking at life through everybody else's reality instead of mine, and having all this compassion and empathy for everybody else instead of myself. So I literally, focus on my perception lots more than I do anyone else's. And not to say that, no one else's perception matters. That would be insane. But I'm one of those people. I feel like where you're at in life, and I'm one of those people that I have to build trusting and validating my own perception. So, because I just didn't have that growing up. So, or into adulthood, I'm just now gaining it. So use discernment on what you need to work on or what you need to focus on. That's one of my focuses. You might have too much trust in your perception and don't listen to anyone else's. So you have to use discernment when you're focusing on healing and what you need to work on. Because all of us are different, and we just gonna continue to work on the things that we have to work on. Nothing ever looks the same for everybody else, so it wouldn't today. Also, this is a wonderful read. I know it's backwards, but it's decolonizing the mind. I'll post it on my Instagram, but this is a good read for those who are interested in decolonizing your mind and healing and growing, because a lot of us are struggling, and it is not just Black people, Asians, Hispanic, Natives, Indigenous. I'm just gonna start saying Indigenous people, period, because like somebody was indigenous to some parts of this land. Not just America. I'm not just talking about America, but like you have Aboriginal people everywhere. You have Indigenous people everywhere. So I was just, part of me is indigenous and part of me is stolen from another indigenous land. So, and then part of me is a slave master. But I have to decolonize my mind, and I think that it's a disservice to white people to think that you shouldn't have to decolonize yours. I think you drink the Kool-Aid more than any of us. So you got some work to do. And that's okay, because we all do. So yeah, that's a good book. And I do need to finish reading it. So I'm just being honest. I would like to get back to reading a lot. I think today that's what I'm gonna try to do. Read, cause I haven't been doing it as much. I have been doing Audible, so I think I'm gonna try to like physically read a book today. Finish up some work stuff, and then I probably just take some soft girl moments and take care of myself today. One of my cards I pulled today was like the glam card. I don't know if I mixed it back in the deck, but I love this tarot deck. It is it's an oracle deck, excuse me. The Metaphysical Cannabis. It is black owned. I love the art, and I do love the cards as well. And then I also love the Realists. So these are just oracle decks. You could do what you feel called to do with oracle decks, but sometimes I do past, present, and future. Sometimes I just pull one card. Sometimes if I'm feeling like I want a long, in-depth read, I will mix these cards with my regular tarot cards and with other oracle deck cards and read like that. But yeah, I pulled the Glamorous Energy card from this deck, and I pulled the Abundance card from, which is no surprise to me, cause baby, I'm working on that abundance. I've been sowing seeds, and that's what the card said too. You've been sowing seeds for a very long time now. Yes, I've been sowing seeds since I was young, and I'm ready. But I put the glam card, and even though like the glam card like suggests like getting glamorous and all that stuff, but it also suggests you know, taking care of you and feeling good and nice for you, whether you have somewhere to go or not. So I'm a broke bitch right now, right? So I'm just being honest. I'm a broke bitch right now. Okay, I'm not gonna say broke bitch. I'm a financially challenged bitch right now, and so I can't go nowhere. My car is broken down. The bank account is hollering and screaming. So like I still can take care of me and look good and feel good for me. So I thought that was a good card to pull because I literally was praying about that this morning. So it was funny. But just being more heavier on the self-love and self-care and defining what that means for me, because that's going to look different for all of us. Like some of us, it could be as basic as like, oh, well, I need to take a bath. I need to take a bath every night. For me, it is baths. That is like one of my biggest forms of self-love and care, like to just get in the bath, have my little concoction, and just sit in there for a little while by myself with my little YouTube. I might be listening to some sound bowl healing. I might actually listen to, video. So that's like one of my things. However, the tub that we have, like, it's not happening for me. I don't even feel like playing. Like, that tub is made for a child. So, and all this body, that just be, I'd be pissed off. But, so, I haven't even been trying it. Like, I just cleanse in the shower and pretend that I'm soaking. That's just what I do. So I am literally having to redefine what my self-care and self-love routines are. Some of it could be as basic as I don't know, like it all depends on the person. So like it could just be very basic, like, well, today I'm gonna go treat myself. Maybe I'm gonna go buy a book. Maybe I'm going to go try this new restaurant I saw. It just all depends on you. But I do like being out in nature is self-love and self-care for me. Oh my gosh. Being out in nature is such a grounding thing. Um it can be grounding, and it can be like one of those moments of like elevation. So it just all depends on where you at mentally, like, cause it can charge me up, or it can like just let me just flow with the oneness. Um, but yeah, I've just been like doing me behind the scenes. Um, I don't know. I don't know what else is going on. Have I missed talking about it? Oh, I'm a great great aunt now. So my great nephew, which is my first great, um, yeah, he's literally my first great. So my niece son, she had a son. He's my great nephew. And I do have a great niece also. Um but she's a baby. But my great nephew, he had a baby. And so now I'm a great great aunt. It makes me feel old. But that was my mama's fault. She was old when she had me, so that's literally the natural order of how the things was supposed to work. She's a great great grandmother now. That's cool. But yeah, sending blessings and love in that direction, and hope he does everything he needs to do to be a father and guide this new, you know, generation, this new child and a lineage, the right way. So that was something that happened. Um, yeah, my car's still not fixed. I think I mentioned that. I've been taking that like a G. I'm stuck out in West Bubblefuck, but I've been making it happen. I'm gonna be okay. Do you believe me? I'm literally okay though, for real. It's weird. It's funny because in a city where you can catch the bus and get around more, like I felt like I would die when I didn't have my car. I remember one time too, like my car broke down. I was like in my early 20s because Charlotte was probably what? I think she was like 2 or 3, and the car broke down. This heifer, she gonna leave me and go with my mom and tell me to call her when the car get fixed because she ain't walking or catching the bus. And like my child was born bougie. Like I don't know where the fuck she came from, but she was born bougie. Like me, a nigga was walking everywhere when like I was a little kid. Like we just did. We walked everywhere when she ain't had no car. Like we caught the bus. The bus was ratchet as fuck too in the 90s. So it was an experience. You got to see something new every day. But yeah, like it was normal to me. Like with her, Miss Thing walked to go catch the bus once and was like, and then to come get me. This ain't for me. And mom, you can call me when the car get fixed. I was like, no, she didn't. Like my child was definitely. She was special from the moment I had her. Like I saw it in her. She was definitely special. She think I be calling her slow and I be calling her special. I'll be like, no, you're literally special. You can be slow sometimes, but you literally special. I tell myself I'm smart, but I have slow moments. Like you can't be perfect all the time. I think like I'm a smart dummy. I'm an oxymoron. Um, and I like other oxymorons. I just don't want another oxymoron like Dante. That was rough at times. Like, but yeah, let me get off of this thing because my dog is staring me intensely in the eye, and I don't know why. And then she crying like a baby. Like, who needs to have another child when she's around? Ma'am, what do you want? She want me to come lay down with her. Like, I'm not laying down. It is early day. There's things to be done. Ma'am, what do you want? But I'm gonna get off here because she's gonna start whining like a baby if I don't. Um All right, I'm going, y'all. I just wanted y'all to experience what the hell I have to experience on a day-to-day basis. But bye. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna post whenever I feel called to.